Valparaiso, colorful, creative, and full of character. It's known for its street art and steep hills. It's a little gritty, a little chaotic, but packed with charm and history. Right next door is Viña del Mar, more relaxed and polished, with palm trees and long beaches and a little bit flatter. It's a popular place for slowing down, enjoying ocean views, and exploring castles, gardens, and its famous flower clock. These two cities sit side by side, close in distance, but very different in feel. Let's check them out. And of course, we'll show you how to get around and what we spent. I'm Judy.
And I'm Kevin. Welcome back to Find Gina Marie, where we share our lives as full-time travelers and the connections we make along the way.
Hugging the central coast of Chile, Valparaiso and Viña del Mar are worth a visit on their own, but if you're in Santiago, it's a quick 2 hours to get here. You'll want to give yourself at least an overnight because there's a lot to explore. We initially skipped this part of the country because we were concerned about the safety in Valparaiso, but then one of our viewers, Astrid, who showed us such a great time in Santiago, mentioned that her parents live here. It's where she grew up and that they had offered to show us around. It was an offer too good for us to pass up. We'll be sharing what we saw, how we got around, and what we spent. Their recommendation was that we stay in Viña del Mar because it's a bit safer. We use Booking.com for overnight accommodations at 180 Boutique Hotel, which is in the neighborhood of Cerro Castillo, and an easy walk down to Blanca Beach. The location is known for its historic charm and proximity to the presidential summer residence. The cost included breakfast and has some of the best views overlooking the city. We took the subway to the Pajaritos bus terminal in Santiago, where we picked up a Flixbus.
We're going to Viña del Mar, and we're riding Flixbus today, which is very nice that it just showed up. Getting to this bus station is pretty easy. We just took the L1 line, and no problem so far. We got seat assignments, so getting on should be easy too.
And we just have backpacks, so we don't really have to worry about luggage or anything like that. It's just an overnight trip, but we're super excited to check it out.
Yeah, let's see if we get in line here. People are queuing up.
We booked our tickets online in advance for the ride, which takes between an hour and 35 minutes to about 2 hours, depending on traffic.
So this is the first time on our full-time travels that we've taken a Flixbus. I've taken one once before in San Francisco, but it's super easy, convenient for this quick overnight trip. We're excited to experience Valpo, as they say, and Viña del Mar. We're looking forward to meeting Astrid's parents, so if you watched that episode, you'll enjoy this one.
Astrid's our candy friend. And also our guide to the secret spots in Santiago. So watch those episodes both.
We had great seats and arrived in Viña del Mar's central bus station, and from there we took an Uber to our hotel. And that worked out pretty well for us because our hotel was at the top of a hill. Jose met up with us at our hotel in the Cerro Castillo neighborhood. While Brunet Castle isn't open for public tours, it's a neo-Gothic style mansion worth seeing from the outside thanks to its turrets, arched windows, and castle-like details. It was built in the 1920s originally as a private home, but the Chilean government purchased it to serve as a place for private retreats, special events, and administrative purposes. As far as accessibility, we're giving the Cerro Castillo neighborhood a 2 out of 5 stars. This is a reasonably steep but smooth area, and many streets are narrow with uneven pavement or limited sidewalks. There are some terraced gardens if you're able to climb down steps as you work your way down to the beach. But if you have mobility concerns, you should probably stay closer to the beach areas, which are flat. Our next stop is the official summer residence of the President of Chile. Unfortunately, it's not typically open to the public, and it wasn't today either. This 1929 neo-colonial style palace is surrounded by gardens and looks out over the sea. As we approached, Wulff Castle made our hearts light up. It's one of the most picturesque sights in Viña. This neo-Tudor and Norman-style stone mansion was built in the early 20th century by a German businessman to be his private residence. It's now a cultural center and exhibition space, but it's temporarily closed. It's partly built on solid ground and partly jutting out over rocky cliffs. There's a pedestrian crossing to reach Wulff Castle from the inland side of Avenida Marina, but if you're coming from the street in front of it like we were, you need to be careful because traffic can be a bit fast-moving at certain parts of the day. We visited at the end of January and it was hot, so be sure to pack and wear sunscreen. Muelle Vergara is a historic pier just north of Wulff Castle and straddles two beaches, Playa Acapulco and Playa El Sol. It originally served as a cargo loading dock for the coal and sugar that arrived here by boat. You can't miss the distinctive restored crane or the panoramic views of the Pacific Ocean from the pier. If you like to walk, this promenade is part of the Camino Costero, a scenic coastal route that stretches all the way from Viña to Concón. We walked for a while, but Jose suggested we take the bus to Concón for a late lunch, since the town is famous for its seafood and has a reputation for being Chile's gastronomical capital. The 605 bus, known locally as a micro, only accepts cash, and luckily we had a few Chilean coins with us. So at the recommendation of Jose, we are here at Punta del Este having lunch, which started at 3 o'clock. So a little different for us, but perfectly fine. We weren't hungry. Gorgeous beach view. And we're going to try an empanada, which is supposed to be shrimp and cheese. We'll see if it really is.
It's not a tiny empanada.
I think they wanted us to have two, or thought we should have two.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think one as an appetizer is plenty for both of us. There's corn inside. The pastry is flaky, which you don't always get.
Yeah, sometimes the small ones are really tough. They're not flaky at all.
No, this is really good.
First thing out is a win. Well, the bread was a win, too.
So you better get in on this or you're
All right. Got it.
Generally speaking, when we travel, we just kind of keep an open mind. We're willing to go with the flow. Our Spanish isn't as good as we thought, and we know it's not good, but we got another empanada. No idea if it's the same thing or not. Sometimes we just say yes, and there was a lot of questions after we placed our order, and we just agreed to it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the empanada situation got more complicated. The first one we had, Julia noticed there was corn in there and onions, and I saw a mussel. So it wasn't just shrimp and cheese.
It's definitely seafood. And I said, right. I don't really see any cheese in there, but
right.
This one
is definitely shrimp and cheese. Whatever. Now we got another one to try. And
I think you have to have a bit of an adventuresome attitude if you're going to be traveling.
Definitely. And this looks good. No idea what the first one was, but let's roll for number two. Okay. After the two empanadas, which were huge, I'm now feeling regret about how much food we have. It just got served to our table. That's enough here to feed us before we ate.
Mine.
Oh, the salad? That's yours. And the fries are mine.
The fries are yours. And the fish, I'm not sure what we'll put it down below, but it was recommended to us, so I decided to try it.
Yeah, and mine's a salmon, grilled.
Looks good.
It's good.
So far, we have seen a lot of Viña del Mar, and it's lovely. And Concón is also quite interesting. That was a really nice meal.
Yeah, and it's also a lot more beach around here than we expected. But there's a lot of space for people, and it's filled up quite a bit since we've been here this afternoon.
Yeah, the weather is hot. I've got a little bit of sun.
I've got a lot of sun.
Now we're headed to Once.
It's like hanging out with friends, having tea, having
family,
snacks or family, and just chilling, talking.
It sounds like it's something to drink, like tea,
yeah.
And then some sort of bread, sometimes lunch meat and avocado, and then sometimes something sweet. So
now if you see all the things we just ate, that all sounds lovely on a different day or a few hours from now. I don't know.
We'll enjoy the experience of it. We'll see how much we can actually have room to consume. Yes, But
it's been a lovely day. Right?
yes, yeah, it's been really fun so far.
Beautiful weather. This has been, the cool breeze is nice, but I also think it's fooling us into thinking we're not burning in the sun.
Oh yeah, especially
Yeah.
my blue-eyed man here.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel it.
Are you a lay on the beach and hang out in the water type of person? Or are you someone who prefers long walks on the promenade because you don't want to get sand in your shoes? Later, we stopped at La Flor de Chile, a local cherished bar restaurant which has been around since 1930. It's family owned, and inside it's jam-packed with memorabilia and photos of famous people celebrating the rich history of this city. If you're looking for an authentic food experience and slice of life in Viña, you've arrived. We were excited to head out to Valparaiso, or Valpo for short, but first we met Jose and Maria near the famous flower clock. It's composed of approximately 8,000 seasonal plants and flowers. It's been around since its inauguration in 1962, when Viña was the host city for that year's World Cup. It's even fully functional. And the area of town it's in is perfectly flat, so we give it a 5 out of 5 accessibility rating. We took a bus to Valpo, which is a short 15-minute or less ride to Estación Puerto, and it costs only a few coins from Viña, which you give to the driver along with letting them know your stop. If you ride on the right, you'll be able to see the coastal views and also see the harbor when it comes into view. Drivers can be fairly speedy, and the drive at times can feel like you're on a roller coaster. Our bus dropped us off right at the harbor front, the beating heart of Valparaiso. It's loud, busy, one of Chile's oldest and most important ports, and it still handles massive cargo ships and even the occasional naval vessel. Muelle Prat is a bustling, lively pier where you'll see colorful touring boats on the water, as well as souvenir stands and street performers. Valpo's historic quarter is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. At the center of Plaza Sotomayor, the main city square, is a massive stone monument dedicated to the Chilean sailors who died in the Battle of 1879 during the War of the Pacific. The famed Captain Arturo Prat also is buried here, and his is the name on the nearby pier. If you're like me and this elegant blue and white building behind the monument catches your eye, it's the Chilean Navy headquarters, and formerly was the city's customs house. There are booths set up in the square selling a wide assortment of handcrafts and souvenirs. We were most excited to see some of the street art of Valpo, but first we had to get up the hill to see it. Make your way down Prat Street towards Cerro Concepcion, the oldest funicular in Valpo. It connects the lower part of the city to the hilltop. Have some cash because it costs 300 Chilean pesos to ride it, or if you have one, you can also pay with a Metro card. The hill once was home to a Spanish fort built in 1678 to defend against pirates. We recommend taking the funicular up the hill, but taking the stairs down if you don't have any mobility issues, because along the way, the buildings are decorated with street art, and tucked into the route are numerous cafes, boutique shops, and galleries. But do it during the day. This stunning early 20th century mansion located in Cerro Alegre is the Palacio Baburizza. It drew us in because of its eclectic mix of Art Nouveau, Art Deco, and modernist architectural styles. It was acquired by a Croatian businessman who amassed a significant collection of European paintings. The showcase for his collection is the Municipal Museum of Fine Arts, which is located inside. We went in and saw the free exhibit of detailed embroidery done by a collective of 9 women called the Black Island Embroiderers. Their work captures the history of daily life in Chile's Central Valley and includes depictions of fishing, agriculture, and mining. If you're enjoying this episode and haven't subscribed yet, we'd love to have you join us. We've got more stories like this coming every week. You'll want to check out the piano stairs, which are on Beethoven Street in the Cerro Concepcion neighborhood. Of course, everybody wants to see the rainbow-colored stairs, and so did we. They're known as the Escalera de Colores, and they're situated on Calle Uriola in the Cerro Alegre neighborhood. The street art here is more than graffiti, and Valpo has even held mural festivals to invite artists to transform blank walls into works of public art. They're intentional, artistic expressions. Some are bold and abstract, while others tell deeply personal or political stories. If you have time, we recommend you take a tour and explore them in more detail. We'll link to one we were interested in booking in the description. But you need to give yourself enough time, so don't shortchange your visit here. Before we took the subway versus the micro to collect our stuff from our hotel in Viña and head back to Santiago, Jose and Maria led us back down the hill to Restauran Capri, which is a mix of classic and porteño or port-style food and is a very local experience. They suggested we try pastel de choclo, a corn casserole with ground meat, fried onions, and typical South American spices. Kevin tried the crab meat casserole called pastel de jaiba. We each preferred our own dish, but both were flavorful and we'd recommend either. Probably the crab meat makes more sense because you're in the port area. To complement our meals, Maria selected a creamy, citrusy Chardonnay from day one. We spent 2 days and 1 night on this trip. It cost us $35 round trip on Flixbus to get here, which included upper deck front panorama seats for a $2 upgrade per person. Our accommodations for 1 night at 180 Boutique Hotel, including a free breakfast, were $89. Uber rides cost us $16. Jose and Maria treated us for 2 meals, and we treated them for a lunch in Valparaiso. We spent a total of $114 on dining. Excluding travel, that breaks down to a total of $219 and a per-person price of $110, or $55 per person per day, including 1 hotel night. Thank you so much for watching. We have 3 episodes from Chile, so if you haven't seen them, we hope you'll check them out.
Go to findinggenery.com where you'll find articles, downloads, our free community forum, and behind-the-scenes content if you want to check out our gelato memberships.
Until next time.
Until next time.